Hey everybody, this is Zach with Gamer and Gameless. I'm your host, and today I'm joined by
Aaron Golden.
And Elvin Zuleta. Gameless.
Why'd you have like a warrior voice, like a Conan voice?
I was trying to mimic Aaron. He's like,
Do you have
Aaron Golden.
I know you sell bread. Do you have like bread in your mouth while you say your name?
I don't sell bread, Aaron. I make machines.
Don't tell me you make
bread.
machines. You sell bread.
I do not sell bread, Aaron.
You're a bread seller.
I am not a bread seller.
Let me have some bread.
I'm a bread winner.
I have garlic bread.
Oh, bread.
Oh, he's a bread winner.
I
That's
get it.
what happens when you sell the most bread.
You win the bread contest.
You win a prize for most bread
You're
sold.
straight.
Wow, you've
Bugats,
sold,
or the
you've
Bugats,
sold,
I
you've
don't know
sold
what they are.
so
You sold
baguettes.
Baguettes.
What?
Baguettes.
Bugats.
Anyway,
Bugats?
that fourth voice you hear
Bugats.
is the video game sage herself.
I am not a video game sage. You really need to stop.
Master
doing
of the
that.
universe.
All of this should have an asterisk next to it at the bottom. This is
Queen
none
of the
these things
Amazon.
Yeah,
Are,
and
none of
at
these
the,
things are true.
at the bottom it says, warning, these facts are true
No.
or very true.
No, these facts are not at all true.
They're 100% accurate. If you rearrange the letters in Alicia, you get... What was the last two I said?
It wouldn't be
Nintendo
it
was the last
was no,
Okay.
it was Nintendo. It was PlayStation 4.
Oh, Bungie.
It was
Yeah.
Bungie.
Yeah. Oh, it was Bungie? Okay. If you rearrange the letters in Alicia, you get Nintendo Wii U. How about that?
Nintendo.
You
Wii
didn't
U
even
this
say it
time.
correctly. I have a bad problem speaking too. If you rearrange,
Did you say you
I
have...
know not speak.
if you arrange a re,
I know not how to
I have
speak
a
very
bad problem speaking too. That legitimately sounds like a statement a caveman would say.
Yeah, Aaron's third grade teacher right now is listening to this going, oh my God.
she's like, bro,
Yes.
where
I
can I
wasted
get?
my time.
He hasn't
Yeah.
gotten any better since then.
Like,
I'll mess with
maybe
you.
I'll get
Aaron.
some bread with this podcast if I listen to it long
What
enough.
is up with your obsession with bread?
I don't sell it.
Me
What? That
neither.
doesn't make it. Anyways.
Anyway,
Remember, you can check us out at facebook.com/gamergameless or our website, gamergameless.com, or our shiny new Twitter page, which is at gamergameless.
yes. Follow us on Twitter.
Follow, please.
Follow.
Please.
Holler.
Twitter has a bird icon, which is kind of weird to me because I've never seen a bird and think that's like a tweet. You know what I mean? Like a bird noise isn't a tweet; it's a chirp. So I don't know why they chose a bird to
Actually,
associate.
that's
that
Well,
with.
like Tweety Bird.
I get.
Follow us on Chirp.
Yeah, follow us on Boost Mobile.
Yeah, I was gonna say Boost Mobile. Go find a Boost Mobile phone. Where you
Dude,
at?
no. One time I had Metro PCS, and I didn't know that I can't make calls out of state if I'm out of state. So I went to
Really?
Vegas trying to call my homies, like, where you at? They're like, dude, you have not upgraded your phone. Blah, 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 blah.
Really? Yeah, I
And I
know.
lost myself in MGM.
Nice. One of my friends had Boost.
I think I was there, actually.
There was lions there.
One of my friends had Metro PCS, and he was in the Metro PCS store and tried to make a call, and it didn't connect.
He's
Which
probably out
is
of
pretty
state.
bad. Is if you can have your HQ and you don't have connectivity at your HQ, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Anyways, let's start out with.
No, wait a second.
Yes.
You bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any reception at home, and I have Sprint, and I hate Sprint.
Well,
and I'm in a contract, and I can't get
Guess
out
we're
of
not
it.
getting that sponsor. Good job.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sprint is bad.
T-Mobile, we're looking for sponsorships, so if you want to give me a phone
Oh,
with a good
Catherine
contract.
Zeta-Jones. Is she still the rep, right? Catherine?
I don't
I don't think she's
No.
been so in like a decade.
No, she's good. She's good. She's good for her
Is this the
service.
movie podcast or the video game podcast?
This is apparently the phone podcast.
I mix
yeah.
them all up now. We do so many.
So, anyways, let's start out with talking about what we're playing. So, I will start. The two games I've been playing are Rogue Legacy for PS4. Well, it's cross-buy, so it's for PS4, PS3, and Vita. But I've specifically been playing on Vita and PS4. Yeah, it's really cool. It's kind of like a Metroidvania type game, but the twist to it is it's like super like over the top hard. It's like insanely hard. But when you die, it's kind of not the end of the world. It's almost like, in a sense, like Super Time Force, in case anyone ever played that, or death is almost rewarded. Because when you die, the whole thing, and this is where the legacy comes from in the title, is when you die, your stats, your attributes, and everything you've kind of acquired gets passed on to your heir, which is like your son or your daughter. And it has like random classes, so like you'll have 3 classes that you can choose from that constantly cycles in and out. But one of the things I really like about it, I mean, it's totally random, but they'll have like weird, like twist to the characters. Like when you pass on to your son might be colorblind. So when he plays, when you're playing, everything is in black and white.
Does he make ribs?
No.
Like my dad, super colorblind, always making ribs.
Call back to last week
Yeah.
for those of you who are just joining us.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, what's the link
Yeah,
there?
that was my segue to the past.
That's his
Speaking
link
of
to the past.
though, one of the traits is nostalgic. Like, it's like, oh, this guy's nostalgic. So anytime you play with that type of character, everything is in like a sepia tone, which is like so
No,
unnecessary.
that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no,
true.
it's awesome. It's such like a minor tweak, but the other thing I've been playing, and I've been playing with Mr. Aaron, and I'll let him talk about it, is The Last of Us Remastered.
Yeah, it's still an amazing game. Just time. I mean, I told you I can't speak properly.
Yeah, that's
I said
okay.
just time. Actually, just time is what you could say. It's a good movie. Actually, that's just in time.
No, it's In Time, starring Justin Timberlake.
Timberlake.
So you associated the two.
Yeah. Anyway, same thing.
No.
No, The Last of Us. Oh man, like I said, I was telling all my buddies, if you haven't had it for PS3, what are you doing? This is a requirement to have and play. This is, if you're a gamer, you gotta have this game, or at least play this game, and said to yourself, you know what? I can be satisfied now because I'm a gamer. This is an amazing game, and the multiplayer is probably the most slept on multiplayer aspect of any game I've ever seen or played till I played.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, a lot of times with games, they'll have like, it'll be a single player heavy game, and they'll just tack on a multiplayer. Like, oh, and if you want to play multiplayer, you guys can trade different types of cheese. It's like something really random like that.
A lot of bread too.
Yeah, or bread. But yeah,
I don't sell bread, Aaron.
We are sponsored by the bread company in this
Yeah.
area.
Apparently, I sponsored this podcast because
Gamer-
I am bread.
No wonder.
Just like you are. Oh, Aaron, I'm gonna throw something at your face, dude.
I don't think they both got it. Wonder Bread, no wonder.
I
we
got it.
got it.
Awesome.
No, we got it.
I got it, genius.
Well,
we
if
got
you
it.
can show me
I
the
actually-
motion, maybe
I
I know
actually
you
didn't.
got it next time.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, it's an amazing game.
We did a montage.
That's what I was getting. I was trying to think of the word. I was gonna say a collage. Yeah, no, we did a multiplayer montage that should be
we
up.
did
it out.
a stained glass.
Should be up on Friday. Yeah, I know, right?
We did a paper mache.
But yeah, so that should be up tomorrow. It's just kind of Aaron just massacring people.
Yeah,
Or-
third
stuff.
personally.
It should
Third
be
person.
Third personally.
today because if we're releasing this on Friday, it should be up today.
That's true.
Yeah, not tomorrow.
I don't understand temporal barriers.
See, what this is like Stargate.
Yeah.
We've thrown the montage in the gate.
Oh no.
What if today is yesterday?
Exactly. Just go check that out on our YouTube page.
Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic.
It's gonna be fantastic.
I
And by the
assure you.
way,
and our review is going up as well.
Yes.
you guys showed me footage of The Last of Us, and I really, really like the multiplayer because I've spent a lot of time watching you people playing like games all the time, and this one was really cool because you're not just using these like super weird new age guns. You're using knives and shivs and machetes and bow and arrows, and it was really cool. Like you have to like really think about what you're doing, dude. And I really like that. It was like watching kind of like a really dramatic like scene out of a movie. It was really cool.
Yeah, like I mean, I love Titanfall, I love Halo, I love Call of Duty, but these games are kind of like you can almost hear heavy metal playing in the background. It's like just like all these random explosions.
Yeah.
But this is really like.
Real life.
I don't know. I haven't shot anyone with a bow lately.
You could have.
Year of the
No,
bow.
if you were, you'd have to be very tactical about it.
Yeah.
So nobody
Yeah.
can see you shot it.
So
No, Aaron's right.
Yeah.
It does have like a realistic feel. Like
Oh,
instead
no,
of running and
it does.
double jumping on a wall and doing something, it's like you're crouching down and you're kind of trying to listen to what's going on. I think you're right, Aaron.
yeah, no, it really,
It's real.
it really is.
And when you die, you get really pissed off, especially when your girlfriend asks where the keys to the car. I'm like, I don't know where the keys to the car. I'm trying to play
Oh
this real
man,
life
Aaron
game.
Aaron turned
That-
red.
yeah, that was Aaron's this lovable like jolly dude who's just like, hey guys, how's it going? Hey man, and
Yeah, man, got some bread?
But
Yeah,
as,
man.
as soon as that happened, as soon as he got into multiplayer
Yeah.
mode, he just turned into like a rageaholic. He just started breaking stuff.
And then
And
somebody
I'm
threw a
still-
Molotov at me, and I caught on fire. I was like, ah!
But that was in the game.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I could have evaded it had I not had that question of where the keys are.
All right.
All right, I'm
But-
just telling Lino right
yeah.
now.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, it's a fantastic game, and like I said, we'll have our review up, our video review, and that multiplayer montage.
Alicia, are you dancing right now?
Yes, I am.
To what?
Because she's excited.
Nothing.
She's excited to say what she's playing.
Oh, you're listening to Sunshine Anderson right now, aren't you?
No,
She's a good artist.
Why would you automatically
Heard
choose
it all
her?
before.
Why would you automatically choose her? No, you're fine.
And off the rails we go.
So I have been playing. I've been playing mobile games again this week. My daughter had cheerleading camp, so I've been at her gym for the majority of it. So this week I decided to download Monsters Ate My Birthday Cake,
Yeah.
which is a puzzle game for iPad. I think it was made by Cartoon Network Studios. I don't.
It's Adult Swim, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it might be Adult Swim.
The art style kind of harkens back to what was that game? It's like Monsters Destroyed My Apartment or whatever that game that they had before.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but it's really fun so far. It's puzzly. I'm still in the first
Well, you know
world.
what? I've heard you guys say puzzling before. What does that mean?
You have to think about your moves and stuff like that. You have to do it in a certain way.
Yeah, you say
to solve
puzzling, and I just
puzzles.
imagine you, Alicia, like on a subway, and you open the LA Times. You're like, oh, here's the puzzle section. Let me play my game.
No, there are games like that. That's like crosswords or Sudoku or something like that. Yeah, you can have those games. But this one's more like you have to figure out, like, you get multiple characters. So the main character, all he can do is push and pull blocks.
Okay.
And then now I've gotten a couple other characters. So like the bat character can make this loud sonar noise and crush ice blocks. And then this big guy, he can go and crush stumps. Excuse me. And then there's a rabbit who can dig under dirt piles and move that way. So each character has a certain attribute of what it can do, and that'll help you achieve your goal of eating cake and getting your cake back.
And cake
What
is
kind,
delicious.
what kind of cake are you trying to search for in your quest to find cake?
Your birthday cake.
Well,
they don't specify. It's just this piece of cake.
Hopefully they have
that has sprinkles on
they have
it.
DLC.
Oh, like a donut.
They have the
Different
best
flavored
DLC, so you can change the flavor of the cake.
Delicious and lovable cake. That's
Delicious.
what DLC
That's what
stands
DLC stands for.
But
So I've been playing that, and I've also been playing Final Fantasy 10 to H10/10 to HD Remaster Edition
okay.
on my PlayStation.
Now,
3.
when you said mobile games, I thought you were saying Final Fantasy 10 and 10.2 came out for like Android and iPhone. I was gonna lose my mind.
No, that's what I was playing at home as well.
Yeah.
You look like you had a question,
Final
Elvin.
Final Fantasy 10 is probably top 3 favorite games. I want to say top 2.
Yeah, but when you start playing it, you realize, like, you start to realize certain things, like Waka's horribly racist, and Titus is a whiny little bitch.
I love Titus. See, here's what I'm gonna just do this rant real quick. All right, it's Final Fantasy 7. You get Cloud. Cloud's like, I'm a soldier. I'm strong. Look at me holding my big sword.
Yes.
But Titus is like, hey, I'm a sports player, and now all of a sudden I have to be a warrior and hold a sword. This is weird. And like, I kind of like that dynamic instead of just having like a generic, very powerful character. But yeah, I love Final Fantasy 10. I was sad that there was no real world map. There was just a Comlands, which was kind of like a hub between everywhere. But anyways, we'll save that for the Final Fantasy 10 podcast.
Yes.
Would actually be a good idea. But anyways, so we're going to head into news.
Hey, I've been playing games too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We covered that.
No, I played more than just
Okay.
that.
All right.
Donkey Kong Country Returns. It's pretty much story of Notorious B.I.G. trying to make another hit song, so he hits up Diddy to help him out. And Diddy is also
Diddy. I was wondering where the
it.
bridge was between. What
I
you
think
were
Aaron rehearsed that. He was
Yeah, I
waiting
know,
for
right?
that.
Yeah, he's waiting for that. He wrote that down last week.
I'm sorry if I'm well prepared in my podcast. Okay, you can be
Wait.
well prepared in anything. Preparation meets opportunity. I learned this in Sales 101.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway,
Sales
so
101.
playing that and playing some Super Mario Galaxy as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic game. Everybody knows that if you're a gamer as well. So that and Last of Us, and tomorrow I will be playing some Titanfall Frontier.
Oh, the DLC.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that your Titanfall voice? Like, hey.
That's my sex voice. That's how I turn on my lady.
Oh.
God, Aaron.
How long is this podcast?
Aaron,
dude?
come on. All right. So, anyways, speaking of tomorrow is going to be August 1st. God damn it, Aaron. speaking of tomorrow's going to be August 1st, which means there will be more free games.
Free games.
Will there be more of Aaron using his sex voice?
Oh,
First
No.
of all, that's not my sex voice. I lied to you.
all right. Well, we'll be suspended in disbelief. So,
Works for me.
anyways, so for PS4, what I'm actually looking forward to is a little game called Fez.
Yes. Phil Fish.
Fez, yeah, Phil Fish. By the way, if you haven't watched the indie video game movie, which I actually hadn't until like last week. I saw bits and pieces. It's an amazing film. But anyways, yeah, I'm looking forward to Fez coming out tomorrow for free, and yeah, super excited. But anyways, let's get into the news for the week. So, EA, Electronic Arts, announced a subscription service called EA Access, and this is going to be $5 a month or $30 for a year. And the idea, and it's only for Xbox One, the idea is that they're going to provide what they consider their vault. And I say that because a vault is kind of like a ridiculous term for categorizing 4 games. But anyways, yeah, so they're going to have 4 games, and I believe it is Battlefield,
Madden 25.
Madden 25, FIFA, and
Peggle 2.
Peggle 2.
Right,
yeah.
for right now, yeah.
So, I mean, I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. I know I've heard you guys mention a little bit about it. I mean, I think it's an awesome deal, but I don't like the fact that there's such old games, and I don't know with what consistency they're going to update it, you know? So, I mean, I think it's an awesome deal. Like, for Elvin, I don't think he'd appreciate any of these games as much as I want him to, but
Battlefield.
Battlefield, you will be overwhelmed with Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
Also, keep in mind they still haven't fixed it.
Well, that's right. What did I learn?
Betafield. Yeah.
But no, I mean, like, I think it's a great deal. You know what I mean? But I would just, I mean, I mentioned this before. If it was Ubisoft, I would be a lot more excited just because I kind of like their library more. But anyway, I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this.
Well, even if you don't like the deal, you have to like where the video game industry is trending right now. There could be Ubisoft, there could be Naughty Dog, other companies like that may follow suit. It could definitely happen. I mean, you can say maybe not, but it's trending in that direction. Obviously, PlayStation now said no. I think the main reason why they said no, to deny that, it kind of
you're talking about PlayStation denying that.
Yeah, they said no. They said no to EA.
Just for some context on what he's saying is that apparently EA came to PlayStation or Sony with the same offer, and they declined it because they were like, "Hey, we got PlayStation now."
Yeah,
well,
that kind of undermines it a little bit. I think that's why they said no.
Well, no, that wasn't the only reason. The other reason was because it's another subscription. So if you sit down and think about it, you already have PlayStation Plus, or in this case, people who have Xbox Live, you have that service already. So you're spending $50 a year for Xbox Live. So then on top of that, if you want to get into EA All Access or whatever, you're probably going to want that yearly subscription. And based off of the games they have now, a lot of it you're probably going to want to play online, like Battlefield or FIFA. If you want to play against other people, you're going to have to pay another $30 a year for that subscription. So right there, you're already at $80.
Or you can buy Battlefield for $59.99 instead of paying $30 for it, and then the other games you're getting with it as well. And that right now it's just the beta, so and this is just going to be for the quote unquote vault for Xbox One games only right now. That's what we know. So I always wanted to play Need for Speed, and I'm sure they're going to be adding that in there later on. And also with the World Cup going on, yeah, I'm kind of excited to play FIFA. I would never.
It's over.
Okay, I know the World Cup is over. But,
I just want to say
people still loved it and watched it a lot, and it kind of got me into maybe playing
No,
FIFA. But I would never pay $59.99 for FIFA. But since it's part of the deal, it's a great
100%
deal.
agree with you. 100% agree with you.
Actually, I do too. I wouldn't mind playing FIFA.
Yeah,
like, honestly,
I'm not going to pay for FIFA.
For some context, Elvin got me into the World Cup. I watched the match with them, and I was like, I've been missing out my thank you for that.
Yeah.
We should record that
we're deaf.
as like a track and just play it randomly. Oh no, I shouldn't do that
I
because
could have
you'd
gone on
actually
for like
do
a
that.
minute. I could have done that for a minute.
But anyways, no, I fully agree with you. Like I told people this is that I used to keep up, and I told you this, Aaron, is that I liked the Madden games, but because it came out annually, it was kind of like there were such minimal changes in each one that now that I haven't played one since like 2004, I'm itching to get back into Madden. Yeah. So this would be a great opportunity for it.
Yeah, you don't want to pay if you're itching to get back, but you don't want to pay the price. Well, hey, that's a good deal. Right now, $30 for a year for 4 games. That's a deal no matter what you think about. And then, hey, you can play that game and switch over to FIFA and win other games in their so-called vault that opens up.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you're getting yourself a good deal right there.
I have a question.
What?
Real quick. I just saw that Need for Speed movie.
Oh, please tell me it was awful.
Terrible.
Yeah.
It was so stupid.
Is
the game stupid? Like the movie is stupid? Because I hated the movie. It was stupid. Goal!
I shouldn't have encouraged you. Oh, I just broke this pen.
Good job.
And ink is gonna link.
Ink is gonna link all over.
It's gonna link all over you.
Yeah.
That's where you know I play too many video games. But I heard it was awful. But anyways,
the thing I kind of feel about Access, because when this was announced, me and Aaron were arguing about it on the internet.
On the internet.
Yes, on the internet, because I was like, okay, to me it's whatever, because everyone got super excited, and what people failed to do was actually read what was in the press release. So when they said it was out, a lot of people were super pumped up about it because they're like, oh, I get to play all these EA games. No, you only get to play, as of now, what we know, you only get to play what is in the Xbox One vault, and it's limited to what they choose. So then the other thing was, they're like, oh, well, we get these games on early access, because that was one of the things that's in there. Like, if you're a part of this EA thing, you get the game early. Yeah. So I know this guy who's like, I would kill to get Madden early. People didn't read.
Yeah.
So the thing about that is, yeah, you can get Madden 5 days early, but a lot of times it's only going to be a 2-hour demo. So people are thinking that they're going to get the full entire Madden game for 5 days before it comes out. No, that's not happening. Yeah. And then the other thing was, people were screaming because they're like, yeah, Titanfall, bro, I get Titanfall. No. You do not get Titanfall. It is on there. It says at the bottom, Titanfall is not included in any of this EA access stuff. So that's another thing like that you don't get. Yeah, I mean, if you want to do 4 games for $30 a year, I mean, I'll go for it, albeit. But as we said before, it is in beta, so I will give them the benefit of the doubt that we don't know what is going to be exactly in that beta. Yeah. But at the same time, Peggle 2 is coming out on iOS soon, so that's going to be super cheap. Yeah, probably. And then by the time this launches and stuff like that, Battlefield will be super cheap. If you have people who, because this is also a download service, this isn't streaming. So if you don't have space on your Xbox, that was another concern I had, and I had to look into it, because I know before Xbox had a problem with system management storage. Yeah. So if you didn't have space on your Xbox, you're trying to play these games, you have to keep downloading them. You can't delete them. So it was an issue, but I guess now they fixed it. But people have to realize that, because they're thinking this is going to be like PlayStation Now and it's streaming, and it's not.
Yeah, I'd be worried if it was for 360, because, you know, with the Xbox One, you're, you know, going back to her point, well, now you have, of course, 500 gigabytes on there to download, and not as much as before as you would on the 360s if you had like the 4 gig slim and other gigabytes that they had for the 360. I think there's like a 251 or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think they had a 500. I think they had the 4 gig, which I think was the arcade, which was just for streaming. Yeah. And they had 250. I don't think they had a 500.
No, I'm talking about Xbox One has a 500.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is 360 didn't have.
Yeah, no, it didn't have it. But if you have someone who decided that they're cutting the cord and they're going digital only, then you start getting into issues. Because like, I know my friend David, he was like, oh, I'm going all digital with this. And shout out to David. And his biggest thing was he couldn't get rid of Dead Rising.
Like he legit, like couldn't
delete it.
He couldn't delete it.
Like it was haunting him. Like
so like the problem because he had that storage management. The Xbox had that storage management problem because they're like, oh no, this will be taking care of it for you. So it's like you put it there to delete, and it's still sitting on your hard drive, and it's still sitting there until your system decides that it's gonna get rid of it. Really? And so like that was a big deal because he was like, I hate this game, I don't want it, and every time I have to sit here and stare at it.
Also, it has to overwrite it then.
Well,
So when
finally,
it gets close to like that point of storage,
it would
starts
it would
overwriting the
look
game.
and see like, oh, you haven't touched this game in 2 months. We're gonna get rid of it finally. So that was a big concern that I was gonna have with it. But I guess from what I understand, some games still have that issue, but a lot of them don't. Like Zoo Tycoon is one that people could not get rid of off of their Xbox Ones. So.
Well, also,
think,
yeah.
go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Keep going,
no,
Alicia.
you're good. No, you're good.
Yeah. Also, with this deal here, you're gonna get if you subscribe to it, you're gonna get 10% off the new NHL 2015 Madden, new Madden.
I think that's just
You get that.
DLC.
You get 10% off. I think it's just the DLC.
Yeah,
It's either
I'm
the DLC
like
or the
90
game, and it's only the digital copy. So if you're like me, who I'm a box girl, I'll always be a box girl. I want the physical copy of the game because
Yeah.
I want the disc, I want the paper, all that stuff. That does not count.
Yeah, I'm like 90.
as far as I'm
I
I
didn't read
know.
DLC.
I'm like
I read
90
like the actual game.
I'm like 95% sure it's only the DLC. I mean, we could check and then we'll
Yeah.
confirm.
We'll
But I'm like
confirm later.
95% sure that it's just the DLC and the digital add-ons.
Yeah.
Which are the same
Why,
thing.
there's usually no DLC for sports games. It's just the sports games come out. So when they were advertising like NHL 2015, there's no DLC for that.
I'm pretty sure, like in the past. I mean, I don't know because I haven't played an NHL game since Hits for PlayStation 2, which was amazing. But
Midway.
I haven't. Yeah, I know, right? But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's probably DLC just for the fact that not because it seems logical, but just because every game has DLC now.
Yeah.
Like I legitimately can't think of a game that doesn't have any type of like digital content that you can buy.
I'm telling you, man, sports games don't.
I want to bet that there is, but we'll figure it out. But and like we'll report back. I'm pretty sure it's just the DLC, but we'll see.
We'll see, because it's something new every day. Every time we're looking at it, because people are looking at it more and more and saying, I'm glad that we can get that out there, because I know a lot of people were super excited about it and they actually didn't read the press release, and so they have no idea. They're like, yeah, sign me up, bro. I get all this stuff. It's like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
You really don't.
I think one of the things I'm interested about is to see like we have Dragon Age coming out in November.
Yes.
And Plants vs. Zombie came out. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare came out, I want to say last November, with the launch of the Xbox One. Mm-hmm. That's an EA title.
Yeah.
Both of those are EA titles.
Yeah.
But they aren't, I mean, like, obviously Dragon Age hasn't come out yet, but I'm curious why. And I think that's the thing. That's why, this is the main reason why I'm skeptical. I'm curious as to see, like, what they're trying to do. You know what I mean? Because so far, besides Peggle, the other three games are kind of annualized games.
Yeah.
You know, Battlefield is
It's
pretty much
annualized.
annualized. FIFA obviously is, and Madden obviously is. Peggle isn't. But so they're sleeping, and even Need for Speed, which was a launch game, that's not on the list, at least so far. And granted, like we said, it is in beta.
Yeah, but it's going to be, when they talk about their vault, I think that's what kind of confused a lot of people, because EA, well, they have a lot of games in their vault. So I think you're going to see Need for Speed as well.
Well, I mean, Need for Speed came out on Xbox One, right? Because this is the Xbox One vault. It is not the entire EA collection vault.
No, it came out
So
when Battlefield came
it
out.
said that also in the paperwork, it said of their best selling titles. So how good the Need for Speed do, because it might not be part of their best selling. It said their best selling vault.
Terrible movie.
We'll find out. We'll find out.
Yeah, well, we'll see. It's
too early to tell right now.
There'll probably be more details in the next coming weeks, and they haven't even given an official date on it, so we'll see what happens.
Terrible movie.
I want to see it.
Aaron Paul, man, you
mean
Can I say-
Jesse Pinkman?
Jesse. Okay, guys, I'm sorry, I have to go back to this. You guys never answered my question if the game was good or not. If you watch that movie, guys, or if you've seen it already, Need for Speed, Aaron Paul, he's like 5'5",
He's
right?
very small.
Okay, so look at the movie. This is really funny. Everybody around him is like a D-list actor. Like, you do not know anyone there, and they're all 5'4" because he's 5'5". So
Really?
So they're trying to make him look tall, man. They're like, hey, put the camera a little lower. Let's take the upshot. Yeah, look how tall he looks.
They're doing
Man.
the Tom Cruise on him.
Yeah, there's not enough CGI to make him look any taller in that movie. It was terrible.
You want to know? Like, I was actually excited for that movie. I'm always excited for video game movies, even though they always disappoint me. I don't know if you guys saw the original trailer for it. The very first trailer they put out, talk about over dramatic. It's playing like opera music. It's like, yeah. I was gonna Final Fantasy theme because that's what my mind goes to.
Yeah.
But he's like, it's him like driving, and he's like sitting like with his eyes closed over the steering wheel, and he's like, all of my enemies shall. I'm like not even joking. That's the embarrassing thing. He's like, all of my enemies shall fall. They will know my wrath. I was like, wait, this is a movie about cars, right? Like,
Okay, Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal.
I know, right?
Is this while he's at AMPM like buying peanuts?
Yeah, I know.
Are you my enemy? 10 on 6.
But anyway,
Three monsters.
I want to look at that trailer. That is seriously the most over the top trailer.
Show me that trailer.
I legitimately
Show
am.
me that trailer.
So, anyways, we're gonna transition to the next news. Little more sad than the previous news. Nintendo has reported a $97 million loss for this quarter.
That's a lot of money, right?
That is a lot of money.
That is
a lot
literally
of money.
I was gonna say it's 97 million McChickens, but McChickens are no longer $1. They're $1.19.
How much
Wait,
bread?
when did that happen?
Wow.
I don't know, man.
Dude,
but I was sad.
How much bread loss is that, Elvin? Seriously, like how many machines would like have to like pass out?
I wish I was in The Last of Us and I had an arrow right now to put through his head.
Well,
So you
the
did
arrow
the stealth
itself
class.
would be pointless unless you have a bow. But
Oh, really? Have you seen
Yeah.
Walking Dead? He could just use an arrow, bro. Put it right through your
or
face.
Legolas.
Legolas, exactly.
Legolas stabbed an orc in the face with an arrow,
And then he used the arrow right after he stabbed him in the face.
I'm so glad you instantly knew what scene I was talking about.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Synergy. But anyways, yeah, so, I mean, honestly, unfortunately, this isn't really new news because Nintendo's been reporting losses for quite a while.
But what about the bread industry? Have they lost a lot of money this year, Aaron?
Well,
Apparently,
I had a conversation with the lead CEO of Domino's, and they
the
have-
pizza company.
No, I played Domino's with my friends.
But Domino's...
Oh, you're talking about the pizza company? Yeah, definitely. I had a conversation with them as well. And
You talked
so
to a lot of
far that
CEOs.
they're redoing their bread. So I guess there's a lot of complaints about that, and now it's more hand tossed than ever before.
That happened
Welcome,
like 5
welcome to
years
Gamer
ago.
and Gameless, the
Yeah.
bread only
Yeah.
podcast.
Welcome to Gamer and Gameless, the Let's Annoy Elvin podcast.
The carb... The I was trying to think of a good pun, like the pod carb, or the
pod
carb, or the
The
carb
carb cast. Welcome
anyway,
to the
the
carb cast.
We just had spaghetti, guys. We had communal spaghetti.
yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
communal spaghetti. That's
It
awesome.
was what is it called? Rigatoni? Rigatoni?
Rigatoni?
Rigatoni. That wasn't
No,
rigatoni.
it's Francisco Rigatoni. I don't know what his name is, but it's good pasta.
You're incorrect.
Hey, you know what? I noticed something. Every time I talk, you guys go, eh.
No, I don't. I go,
And that's not you guys. That's Elvin.
I'll just-
But
I'll
anyways,
keep doing the same thing you
anyways,
guys talk.
so Nintendo, right?
Yeah.
So they
Go!
that like literally shattered my. I don't
My
like saying
ears.
literally. I don't like
Did
doing
it
No,
that.
no, 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 no.
literally shatter your-
Literally is now in the dictionary as figuratively as well.
Is it really? Please
Yeah, they
don't tell me
changed.
that's true.
They changed the
Well,
definition
I'm moving,
last
I'm
August.
moving to Panama because I cannot
Factitious.
believe that.
Why
Why
Factitious.
Oh, do you have a new
What
word for us, Aaron? I'm sorry.
Factitious.
Factitious. Oh,
It's,
that's right.
it's the plural of factology.
Oh my god.
Incorrect, but anyway, so Nintendo, right, losing
Yeah.
97 million. So
Brain cells.
the all right,
That's random.
all right, but anyways, so the previous losses from the previous quarters were actually bigger. So this one is actually lesser because of the success of Mario Kart. So we were kind of having a communal conversation. I want to start saying communal again.
By the way, I'm afraid to know what the last loss was if this wasn't that big.
I think we said it in one of the previous podcasts.
It's wow, 97 million.
I guess,
I mean, well, you have to think is they pretty much ran the video game industry for probably a decade and
Yeah,
a
they're
half.
just burning through cash.
And then they
burning
have,
through
and they
cash.
have
But
plenty of it.
they still have a giant, like they're
Seriously.
sitting on a giant next to of
Yeah,
cash.
they must,
in
they
the-
must have so much money.
in the
Yeah.
Dark Knight, when Joker burns the money, that was
Yeah.
one day what
Nintendo used to
Nintendo
make.
made in '96.
I guess there won't be any DLC for Mario Kart 8 then.
There probably will be, hopefully. But
Yeah, they're just gonna charge you $2,000 for it to make up some of the money.
they charge 97 million for DLC. But
Just in the hopes that someone downloads it.
so Alicia is our. I was gonna say Alicia's our resident Nintendo expert.
Yeah.
But she's our resident video game expert.
I am not. I am a Nintendo fangirl. Yes.
So, we were kind of having a civilized conversation about this. what do you guys think they have to do to kind of climb out of that hole? Since I think this is, if I got to double check on this, definitely at least 3 years straight they reported losses.
Terrible.
It might have been a little bit more than that. It might have maybe even be 4 years, but it's definitely been at least 3 years that they've reported losses continuously.
Has it been 3? How long has the Wii U been out? That's really when they started.
I think 2 years.
2 years. They started reporting losses like around the time the Wii came out, and that was all due to just bad marketing. Bad marketing, bad name. People don't understand that we're 3 years into this cycle, this console cycle, and people still don't understand that the Wii U is something completely separate from the Wii.
I mean, and
they still think it's the same thing.
Yeah, no, and I totally agree. And I'll be totally honest. When they had the first press conference and they revealed the Wii U, there was like a moment of suspense or wonder after where I was like, is this a peripheral?
Yeah.
Or is this a full,
a full-on new system? Yeah.
And they're very unclear about it. But
even the name.
Towards the end of the Wii cycle is when things kind of like the Wii did incredible at first, but then probably the last maybe year and a half it kind of tapered down.
No, I remember that whole Wii thing years ago when people were standing in line. It was like, oh my god, and there wasn't enough of them, and all this crazy stuff.
Yeah,
dude, I totally ignored Wii. I was like, I like to be lazy when I play my video games. I don't want to move and move my arms. I'm just give me the controller. I can care less about the Wii.
No,
I camped out for mine with my grandmother at Toys R Us.
I almost agree with you, or no, I agree with you. I don't like any. I never cared for any of the motion control stuff on the Wii, but man, Virtual Console was like the coolest thing in the world. Just being that was one of the first time they got really, really, really old school games that you're able to play.
And that's when they did something right, finally.
Yeah, but yeah. So the thing is, honestly, and I mentioned this to you guys, is that the rest of the games that are coming out this year are Bayonetta 2. Hopefully, we haven't heard too much about them. Hyrule Warriors and Smash Brothers. I am legitimately excited for all three of those.
Yes.
I love the Dynasty Warriors games, which is what Hyrule Warriors is based off of. Even though this last one was kind of disappointing. But anyways, I'm really excited for all three of those. But I honestly think that Mario Kart will outsell them in the long run because everyone loves Mario Kart. So I feel like, unfortunately, if Mario Kart can't pull them out of this hole, I'm curious as to if the other three will be able to,
Well, I think that we're coming. What you also have to remember is we're coming up on holiday.
That's
so true. Mario parents haven't Christmas shopped yet. Everybody is in the mindset of summer. Like right now, it's back to school time. I've noticed. So what we have to do now is get ready for Christmas. We're not going to start hitting Christmas for the next month and a half probably. So I think they'll definitely get a hit because you have all the people who didn't have a Wii U. They're going to go get that thing for Mario Kart for their kids for Christmas. You're going to have all the Smash Brothers fans go get it. Bayonetta 2 as of now, you can only get on Wii U. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm waiting for Bayonetta. People who are big fans of Bayonetta 1.
When is Smash Brothers coming out?
Smash Brothers, the DS one comes out October.
I think I moved to November.
Fall.
Oh no, it's October. It's
the
October.
DS one comes out in October.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What month?
Rocktober.
Rocktober.com.
Damn it.
She did not want to support that idea.
I did not want to support that idea. So, and then actual Smash. And I'm pretty sure the Smash fans are going to get both, even though I think that Smash Brothers on DS
You think there'll be a bundle for
and Amiibos?
Oh,
Amiibos
yeah.
coming out too.
They're more than likely going to have that. And as Aaron said, Amiibos are going to come out. And I know the kids are going to go nuts over that.
Yep.
What is that?
And what Zach forgot to mention also is Pokemon's coming out.
I actually remembered.
Yeah.
But you were the one who brought that to my attention previously, so I was like, I'll let her handle it.
Amiibos basically.
We literally talked about this.
We talked about this before. Skylanders. Do you know what Skylanders are?
They're toys that store data.
They're toys that have the little chip in it.
To your friend's house.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay.
So Amiibos are coming. So I'm pretty sure they're going to sell gangbusters with those because Skylanders are insane. You also have even though that's not a Nintendo property, Skylanders Trap Team is coming out. So parents are going to buy that. and like I said, Pokemon, because Pokemon's gonna sell gangbusters. It always does.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's gonna be too harsh. I mean, they might still be taking a loss, but with all these coming out, these are bigger games. These are what people were waiting for, because they literally saved Bayonetta. Bayonetta wasn't gonna come out, and there's a lot of people who are really dedicated to that game, especially in Japan.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I love the first one.
yeah. So
I had no
think
idea what was going on in it, but I loved it.
I think they'll sell some units with that probably. Like, and I'm excited about it. I never played the first Bayonetta, but apparently when you buy Bayonetta 2, you get Bayonetta 1.
Yeah, it comes on the disc. I
That's
believe.
awesome. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, Bayonetta, I still, as I beat the game, but I had no idea what was going on. The music was ridiculous because they played the same. Did either one of you guys play it?
No.
I say either one of you guys, it's just totally disregarding Elvin.
Yeah.
Because we know he doesn't.
Yeah, I know, right? But the combat is amazing, and the combat is by Platinum Games, or the game is made by Platinum Games. But Platinum Games specifically, they're like the kings of having the most over-the-top combat. Like, I don't know if you guys played Metal Gear Rising, which is the Metal Gear game where you play as Raiden. He's like a cyborg robot ninja. Same situation. I had no idea what was going on in that game, but the combat was amazing. So,
What's the difference between a cyborg and a robot? You just said cyborg robot ninja.
did I?
Yeah, you
I
said
think
cyborg
cyborgs
robot ninja.
cyborgs are half person.
Oh, they have part human.
Oh yeah,
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 there you
cyborgs
go.
are part
But
human.
then he can't be a robot.
No, you
Well,
know,
no,
like,
You can't be a cyborg robot.
you know, Star Trek, was it a Star Trek? Was it Deep Space Nine where the woman was a cyborg? So that's a cyborg, and then Short Circuit 1 and 2, that's a robot. Sir.
That does not answer my question.
It's
at
pretty
all.
much, yeah, because there's no human traits except when Johnny 5 becomes Johnny 5.
Like, I mean,
There it is.
I don't-
Hold on. Aaron.
I just,
it's funny because I have no idea anything
you
about.
never watched Short Circuit in your life?
I've
sir?
never watched Short Circuit
Johnny
or,
Five
or
is
Star
alive.
or Star Trek. Was
my
that
God.
Jar
Steve
Jar?
Gutenberg, bro.
No, that wasn't.
Don't know who Gutenberg
Johnny
is.
5, bro.
Hey, who holds back the electric car? Who makes Steve Gutenberg a star? We do. We do.
Simpsons.
That's Simpsons.
Oh, finally.
I got it.
Oh, no,
I
no,
just
no.
wanted you to finish the song.
We do.
I've never heard of this. But,
Yeah.
He's the man.
So
Zach's like, is that a cyborg robot?
thank you, Elvin.
Yeah.
So I
Anyways.
think Nintendo will possibly be fine.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. I heard the report first from Zach. I think it was earlier today or yesterday about the loss.
Yeah.
The Nintendo lost all its money, but you just made me feel so much better, Alicia.
About it?
You just fixed Nintendo.
I did not fix Nintendo.
Yeah, you're like, oh well, you know,
No.
in the third quarter we plan on releasing this, and we're just.
I
gonna
didn't say
pick up
we
sales
at all
and-
in there.
Jeff, get me coffee, Jeff. Jeff,
We-
Jeff,
she
Jeff, coffee,
She
coffee,
said,
Jeff.
she said, yeah, we plan on, I mean, they.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But, Aaron, you brought up that 2015, and I totally agree with you. I think going to be the year that Nintendo kind of starts. I feel like they already started turning around, but I think that's when their if you want to use car analogies, their U-turn gains traction.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah.
They'll be fresh off of Smash Brothers heading into the next year, and then Zelda's going to be coming out.
Yeah, I was gonna say that they had a great
Star
showing
Fox
at E3
as well, so it's all going to be out.
Dude,
there.
this
It's great.
sounds pretty positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 97 million.
Just
doesn't-
hang in there,
97
Nintendo.
it's the 97 million part, because what it is they're not meeting their budget projections, and so that's where you're going to start getting your stockholders who are they haven't been happy. But after I would have swore they had a bump, because after E3 everybody started feeling a lot better about Nintendo with the Amiibo and everything else, like we discussed.
And the upsetting thing about this is, right, and like I know everyone loves Mario Kart, and I've never necessarily been huge on Mario Kart. Like I like Double Dash and Mario Kart 64, but all the ones before after that I never really cared for. Like even this new one, like I think it's good, but I think it's just more of the same. But I'm actually really excited for the other three games I mentioned, was Bayonetta, Smash, and Hyrule Warriors. I'm actually really excited about. So Nintendo never has like bad games. Like I can't recall the last like big Nintendo game that I just legitimately didn't like. I just feel like in the past, especially the last year or two, it's just a lack of consistency.
I see Alicia scanning her
Well,
brain.
no, it's a
Is
lot.
there a bad Nintendo game?
No, I'm
Well, I think
She's like, let's see, what did I make again?
well, there's gonna be more indie games that are gonna pop up. I think Shovel Knight increased a lot of Nintendo sales, even though I know there's that report of 97 million. Hey, it could have been worse. Maybe 150 million lost.
or
Yeah.
2 trillion.
You know, but indie games will help sell Wii U's as well.
I mean, I don't know
With the
about
success
that.
of Shovel Knight, I believe.
I mean,
so.
no,
Well, no,
Shovel
Shovel
Knight
Knight
was amazing.
Yeah,
And
but I don't think that would actually move a system. Like
yeah.
no one's gonna go, and the problem is Wii U's aren't coming off of shelves, so no one's gonna go be like, man, I gotta buy this Wii U for Shovel Knight.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I mean, Fez was like one of these huge indie games, but Fez is now not now. It's been like this for months. Is now on PS4. Rogue Legacy was this like everyone loved it on PC. It's now on PS4. I'm pretty sure Shovel Knight is going to end up on other systems. You know, like Shovel Knight was a Kickstarter title, and when they kickstarted it, they made it pretty clear that they wanted to put it on multiple consoles. And even for that, it's on PC. You know, and more people have PCs that can run Shovel Knight than Wii U's. You know what I mean?
If Yacht Club is smart about it, yeah, go ahead and hooker yourself out.
But yeah, so we'll see what happens. I mean, like I said, I think next year is going to be the year that kind of decides it.
Yeah, Woolly World, Clay
Captain
Curse, Captain Toad,
Captain Toad
like
looks
all
awesome.
those games are coming out, so I think they'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Another thing, I mean, this is our last news piece I just want to bring up. GameStop is having a credit card.
Yeah.
For all
And-
you 18-year-olds out there, if you don't care about your credit, go ahead and get yourself the next system because you ain't got a job. Get yourself some games and worry about your credit in a couple years when you have to think about maybe getting a car for your girlfriend.
And Aaron is, by the way, being 100% sarcastic. Don't do that.
Don't do this.
I'm not? Okay.
Don't do this.
Here's the good thing about credit cards and numbers is Elvin can 100% chime in on how ridiculous their APR is. The APR is, I want to say, 26%.
26.6, I think.
That's so
Dude, it's not as bad as Rent-A-Center after 3 months.
Rent-A-Center.
Rent-A-Center is 50% after 3 months, the same as cash if you don't pay off whatever you're renting.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that. That's horrible.
That's
no,
horrible.
It's really, really bad. I learned
That's
this
really
the hard
bad.
way.
You know, my first experience with a credit card was that I was going to East LA College years and years and years ago when there's still dinosaurs on the earth. And my APR, I didn't understand anything. I'm walking up the steps at East LA College, and there's a table there with this little skinny dude. Looks like Steph Green. And he goes, "Hey, dude, do you want a credit card?" I go, "I don't have any credit." "Hey, no problem, man. Just fill this out. We got you."
Yep.
In the mail, 2 weeks later, Capital One, 26%
Do you know where your
APR.
wallet is?
Yeah.
Or money? I don't remember.
No, I know where it is. They went to that credit
They
card.
went to that credit card.
They
Yeah.
gave me a $500 credit limit, and I was, I think, 19. And, dude, that sucked.
Yeah.
I maxed it out. I think I was dating this girl, and I bought her like this $300 robe at Macy's, like this stupid thing because I wanted to impress her. And I paid for that robe, dude. I paid for that robe with the 26% APR came out to like $700.
Yeah.
It was terrible. So kids,
Stay away.
buy all those games, bro.
Dude,
Go buy
all
all
the
the
games.
Buy the games.
Buy the games and be better than your friends that did not buy the games. How
Exactly.
about that?
This is that is just well,
This is
I
all
mean,
reverse advice.
yeah,
By the way.
GameStop has to do something because people aren't going there anymore.
Yeah.
Like that is definitely a big thing. That like it's to the point where they're even starting to let's go back into everyone wants retro games. Let's go start trying to get all these old games that we completely got rid of again, possibly online. Let's do all this other
Dude,
stuff.
it's so
So
funny.
they have to find a way to get their money because like the industry is starting to attempt to cut them out again. Like when Xbox was going to be DRM and everything else like that, GameStop they were just screwed.
I mean, even EA, the EA Access thing, it's the same situation where it's like, if I can get essentially these 4 games for $30 for a year, I can look it up, but I guarantee you a used copy of Madden 25 or a used copy of Battlefield 4 is more than 30 at GameStop, you know?
Dude, I went to the mall this weekend, and you guys have been to the mall. I'm assuming you've been to the mall.
What's a mall?
Yeah, exactly. There's a store called Sharper Image. You've heard of it?
Yeah, they sell
Where they
swords.
have, they have like.
I get it.
Let me do the Aaron. they have like these. Sharper Image has these ridiculous like $3,000 massage chairs and $1,000 fans and all this crazy stuff, right? So everyone in there is just like sitting on the chairs or just killing time with their girlfriends before they have to go to a movie or something. I've never seen anyone buy anything from there. And I passed by GameStop, and there's like 50 kids running in and out, grabbing everything, playing whatever demo games are there, and they just left.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they're buying anything.
Because my friend works at GameStop. GameStop basically in malls is a place where people just leave their kid and go do their shopping. Like, it's literally a babysitter. I feel bad
for anyone working at GameStop in a mall, dude.
Yeah. Well, no, he said now they just like call the cops. Like, if their parents don't come back in 30 minutes, not even like they're sitting there staring like, oh, minute 29. Oh, your child's abandoned now. We're gonna call security.
I think this is a great move for GameStop, because they see what the industry is heading. You see what PlayStation Now is going. You see EA out of nowhere. EA came out of nowhere just last week saying, hey, now we're having a subscription service. Yeah. More game companies are going to do this. Eventually, everything's going to go digital in about 5 to 10 years, possibly even sooner than that. So what GameStop is going to do, like what they're doing right now, is like, hey, we better make our money while we still can. Let's get that credit card service going.
Hey, dude, look at Blockbuster. What happened to them? Netflix killed Blockbuster.
And that's what streaming is going to do to these video game companies.
It's going that way.
Retailers.
It has to be.
And the thing that's interesting is, and this was kind of what Alicia was talking about, is that the one thing GameStop kind of has going for them is the retro games. Not even the retro games like old school like Nintendo. It's just older games in general. Like I can't go into a Best Buy and buy a PS2 game, assuming that I still have my PS2. But with PlayStation Now, I mean, we talked about this in length, but with PlayStation Now, essentially you're going to be able to stream PS1 and PS2 games. That totally cuts out GameStop.
But doesn't GameStop have good deals? I mean, I've heard you guys mention a few times.
They have good pre-owned games.
Not even that. It's GameStop's deals are horrible. Me and my friends used to call when you would sell your books back to colleges after you spent $500 on a textbook and they change one word in it the next year and you sell it back. We would call it getting GameStop. Like, oh, I hope I don't get GameStop when I sell these books back, because they will buy
part sucks. Yeah.
They will buy your game off of you. Say you spent $60 on this game. You played it for a week. They'll buy it back from you for like $40. Not even. And that's in-store credit if you have their club card that you have to pay money to get in that club.
And honestly, usually it's not even. And honestly, it's usually not even 40.
It's not even 40. It's less than that, and then they're gonna turn around. They're gonna check it, turn around, put a sticker on it, and charge like 55 instead of 60.
Gotta make some money, man.
Yeah, right now the GameStop value, I traded in because I'm not gonna play it anymore. Battlefield, I got $20 for it. That's the PS4 game. Also, Assassin's Creed, the last one that came out, Black Flag, $16.
Yeah.
And also, Best Buy took a piece of that pie because Best Buy started letting you trade in games for it.
Yeah, Walmart, you can trade in games now. There's Walmarts that have trading values. But
the reason why I said it's a good deal, if you're going to buy games, I always like to buy 2, get 1 free. That's, to me, I like doing it. Especially games I never played before, but I said, okay, I got an extra game of choice to go ahead and play that I, add to my collection. I'll probably get rid of them sooner or later, but if you want to go ahead and get deals, I still like that deal that they have.
You know what I think GameStop might still hang around? Because of Christmas and things like that. People still like going to the mall and buying games for people. I think, a grandma or a mom or a dad or an uncle, they're still going to want to buy something. They still want to visually see that stuff. Because when I look at, when I go to Best Buy and I see like the TVs and the cell phones and the video games, there's not like real big displays. Like, it doesn't feel like it's a gaming center. It just feels like it's just kind of a bunch of games everywhere. But when you go to GameStop, it's like it's a gaming center.
And I think a lot of parents think that I can't buy video games anywhere else except for this place that's specialized
especially
in video
for
games.
it. And people still, to this day, as hard as it is to believe, people still don't understand the internet, and they don't understand that you can buy these games online. They don't understand that you can order it from Amazon with everything. Identity theft, people are scared. I don't want to put my credit card in at Amazon, but I can just walk into the store and get the same price and just buy it like that.
That generation, I think, I'm going to say 45 plus. Yeah. They're still comfortable, going into a store and buying something. And probably all of us here have bought something from Amazon, in this past month.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have.
More than I have Prime. There's boxes showing up in my house every day.
Me too. There's a horse in a box outside my house.
That, and then the other reason they won't go away too is, as sucky as it says, the United States infrastructure. Our infrastructure when it comes to internet and everything else like that, there's places in the Midwest, they don't have internet. They don't have high speeds. There's a lot of people who still play games where they can't just download the game. So they have to literally go to a store and physically purchase a copy of a game.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I'm not big on collecting games. I used to be, and then I was like, it's not. I don't care enough. So the idea that I can finish up a game and trade it in, and that'll be a discount to my next game, I'm kind of cool with that. And as long as they offer that service, but like Alicia said, there's other places that are doing that. So, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get into our question of the week as we're wrapping up here. So, yeah, here it goes. I said that like Aaron. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right, here it is.
Hey, you got some bread?
All right, so here's our question of the week, guys.
Hi, this is Sean from Florida. My question is, what do you think about remaking classic Nintendo games like Ghosts and Goblins or Mega Man? Do you think they should stick with a classic pixelated version, or should they update it for a new generation? Thanks.
All right, thanks, Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
That's a great
you,
question.
I love you, Sean.
I love you too, Sean. I don't never met you, but I'm pretty sure I love you. So, Aaron, you look like you wanted to say something.
Well, I wanted Elvin to start off. What does he think about that?
That's a question that's good for
Passing
Elvin.
the baton.
That's honestly a good question for Elvin.
No, I loved Mega Man. I played Mega Man.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel that Mega Man had its time, and when I played Mega Man was when Mega Man came out. I don't know. I'm not.
Would you play it if it's for Xbox One right now?
And would you want it to be like the Mega Man you played, or would you want it to be all shiny and 3D and HD?
You know what? I don't know. I just have a memory of Mega Man, and I have a memory of me being a kid, up until 12 o'clock at night, which was equivalent to a 4 a.m. now.
Yeah.
Playing that game and feeling like, I don't know, feeling scared and victorious, and that's what it meant to me at the time. I don't know what it would mean to me now, playing that game remastered and all bubbled up and 3D and whatever. It's I don't know. It's weird to me.
It'll bring back nostalgia, though.
No, but I'm just thinking, what do I feel? You asked me, how would you feel playing it now? I'm telling you, like I don't feel like playing it now. I think I did that.
Yeah. See, I think for you who doesn't necessarily play games all the time, what you want to see, especially since you're unfamiliar with games, like when I showed you Last of Us, that was awing, and that looks a lot different than the way something like Mega Man looked like. You know what I mean? It's funny. I feel like there's a market for both. So one thing they did is they made Mega Man 9 and 10, right? Which were completely new games, but they were made in the same style that the older Mega Mans were.
Yeah.
And which was a really cool thing to do. So they weren't like, hey, let's use pixel art. They took like the entire style, the representation of it, and they remade it. And I know for sure it was for PS3. I want to say it was for Wii when it came out.
Yeah.
But that was cool. But at the same time, I do like seeing old games in completely new graphics.
Okay, I have a great example.
Okay, let's hear it.
You came to my house one day, and
Asking for money.
no, that was yesterday and this morning. No, you came to my house with your PS3. I think you brought Assassin's Creed and all this stuff,
Yeah.
and we were playing in the big with the projector and stuff. And then you played.
Yeah, all right, I remember.
You played Double Dragon.
Dragon
You
Neon.
pulled that
Nice.
out. Double Dragon Neon. And dude, I was like that nostalgia. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
what? Double Dragon? Wow! And you put
So
it on,
fun.
and I'm getting all excited, man. And then I see the colors. I see the neon stuff. It just looks all new and like revamped, right? And I spent 3 minutes playing it. I'm like, whoa, dude, I'm done. It's not the same. It's not the same feeling. Now, I think the real question is this better for maybe kids that never experienced that and they want to experience what those games used to be? Or is it really targeted for people like me that played them, 15, 20 years ago and now want to play them now? I don't think on the market. It has to be other kids. It has to be like that new generation that wants to know what retro gaming is.
Man.
That wants to buy that T-shirt at Hot Topic.
But they would be new games. Wasn't that his question? Was would you want them to remake it? This would be them remaking it to be a new game. So you're saying your vote is no.
My vote is no. It's done. I don't care how you polish it.
So you don't want it. You don't want it remade at all. Because the question is, if they were what do you say? If you remade it, would you want the new graphics or would you want it to
Pretty
still
much,
look
pretty much.
like the old school?
No.
So you don't want them to touch it?
No HD, no 1080p, no nothing.
No nothing.
Leave it the way it was. It's right there. If you want to buy some type of emulator or something to play it, go for it, dude. Buy an old Nintendo or old Super NES and just
Or a
live your
Retron
life.
5.
Or a Retron 5.
And have it work 40% of the time.
Anyway, but for me,
40% of the time.
for me,
30%
dude,
of
the old
time.
Gameless guy, no, negative. Sean, no, go.
Yeah, but no, like, and I mentioned about like the Wii. When the Wii came out, I really liked the Virtual Console, which was a straight up. They didn't touch it at all. It was just the old games again, in their exact representation as they were before.
Like I said, I recently downloaded the Mario Brothers, the first one that came out with the Duck Hunt. It doesn't have Duck Hunt, but it was $4.99 on the Nintendo Network. I played about a level and a half, and it was fun to play. But what frustrated me was that you can't save this game. You can't save where you are. I think my problem is if they were to bring back these old games, let there be checkpoints, because I don't have the patience to go through the whole game and start over again.
Who needs
Wait,
a checkpoint in a
wait.
Duck Hunt?
You bought it. You bought
On the-
You
bought
the
Mario
Virtual
on the
Console.
virtual
on the
for the
ver-
Wii.
Yeah, for the Wii.
For the Wii U,
On the Wii,
you
yeah.
can save that because that's all ROMs. I'll show you how to save it
Okay.
So-
Good.
because you
It's
can.
like
You can.
save
Your
states,
system
right?
is save states.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
Good.
can do system save states. It's not saves within the game because that game didn't have those because the battery wasn't in those games back when it came out.
It was more so my lady that went ahead and played it, and
Yeah.
so I'm like, oh, you can't save it. Okay, well that's not cool.
Yeah.
So, but hey, that's good to know. I mean, well, yeah, then heck yeah, I'm all down for that. Then let's. I mean, look, as a kid, I never got the chance to play Mega Man. That's crazy to sound, but I never did. But yeah, I would like to play it if I can.
Yeah.
Right now, heck yeah. But I'm not going to go ahead and go to swap meet and pick up a
And-
Nintendo NES for like $35 and buy the game as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would say keep it old school. I mean, look at Bionic Commando. Remember they just did a new Bionic Commando. It didn't really sell. They made it all nice and shiny, and it didn't.
Whatever,
it wasn't that great. I mean, and I'm the person who. My favorite game in the world is Earthbound for the Super Nintendo. The first thing I did on my Wii U is I bought Earthbound on the Virtual Console. I play Earthbound on my Virtual Console while I'm staring at my Super Nintendo with my copy of Earthbound in it. So, like, we grew up with this. I have appreciation for the old games, the hard games that we used to play.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like nowadays kids have it way too easy. Like, it's... all Nintendo games are holding your hand now when they used to be brutal,
Man, I suffered in Metal Gear, man.
Yeah, no, Metal Gear was like
Metal
I
Gear.
suffered
Metal
in
Gear
Metal
was a
Gear.
little bit ridiculous.
the minefield.
Yeah,
That's the endless. I'm just sitting there like,
They don't tell you.
Mom, I'll go to school tomorrow. I'm going through this minefield.
Yeah, so kids have no idea, and these generations coming up, they have no idea what it's like unless, like Aaron said, you're trying to go find an old system and doing all this stuff, and a lot of kids don't want to do it. Like my friend Rick, his daughter is like, Dad, I want to play it the way you played it. But luckily he has all his systems, all his controllers, all his old stuff, so he just pulled all that stuff out for her to play. But I think, it kind of has something to say about perseverance and everything else like that, because kids don't have it nowadays. It's just like, oh, forget it, this isn't Angry Birds, you just throw it.
It has something to do with marketing and making more money.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, I mean, free to play. Let me pay $5, I'll skip this level. Imagine if we had that in Mario Brothers back in the
Yeah, seriously. But
my mom would slap me.
I
What?
I just want to end with this because we're running out of time. Alicia brought up Earthbound. That's a perfect example. I've heard of Earthbound and I know everyone loves it. I've still yet to play it, but I know it's amazing from everything everyone tells me. And if I go and play it, I know I'll like it. And I think other people would like it if it was up-res and pretty, because that would draw new eyes to it. You know what I mean? So I feel like under certain circumstances, cool, stick with the old. But for marketing's sake and to win people over,
yeah. Or Nintendo
give
should
it a
build
remodel.
Nintendo should build a time machine. And
Or
then you
Nintendo-
could get in that time machine and go and play
I think
that
they
game
have one,
when it happened.
Or Nintendo should just make another Earthbound game.
which is weird that they haven't.
Is that what you're working on, Alicia? Is that the hush
Yeah, I
hush?
know.
Oh
right?
my God! If I had the money, I would make it my damn
You
self.
and Miyamoto,
Yeah.
you and Miyamoto having secret meetings about it. But Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for us at Gamer Gameless. Remember, you can check us out on Facebook.com/GamerGameless or our website, GamerGameless.com, or our new shiny Twitter, at Gamer Gameless.
It's not Twitter anymore. It's Chirp.
Yeah, it's Chirper. Boost Mobile.
Boost Mobile.
You can check us
Where
out.
Where are you at?
You could hit us up on our two-way. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next week.
Aaron.
The bread man. Peace.